Hi everyone, Happy New Year. We are back to give you a little bit of an insight of what's happening in January.
Woohoo.
20, oh my God, I keep thinking 2025. No, it's 2026. Woo.
I know. Happy New Year.
New Year.
This is so
I
exciting.
love it. I
Yeah.
love it. Amira is on holidays, but she still was
Yeah.
really, really nice to come and
Yeah.
join us today. So I didn't have to do
All
this.
tanned at the beach, and my dog is very, yeah, it's a new place, so he's a bit restless as well. So you might hear my dog barking. I'm just outside. So, yeah, but I'm excited about 2026. There's so much to talk about it in this episode. Yeah. How was your
Beautiful.
2025 ending? How was your new year
My
too?
Andy was absolutely amazing. I was absolutely amazing. While 2025 wasn't the greatest year, there was lots of personal development for me in 2025, but the way it ended was just fireworks.
Mhm.
Was very social. I've been like going to parties, hosting people, like it's being like a lot. But then I'm gonna be sharing more of what happened in my personal life in some other reels with you guys. So stay tuned, because now my husband calls me a miracle worker. So, so I'm so proud of that. That
I
badge.
mean, what happened in December? It is definitely for sure miracle work what you did. Yeah.
So yeah, but I don't want to take too. I feel
Yeah.
like he agrees with us, my dear. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I'll
your
just
dog is saying, yes, you guys are miracle workers. And
sorry.
that's okay, don't stress. And but yeah, let's not take away from what we are meant to be doing today, which is a Astro
Yeah.
Tarot reading for January.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so we are ready
I
whenever
think
you
it's
want,
important to talk
Amrita.
about it as well, like what happened in December.
Perfect way.
I know. Thank you so much for that. It's like I don't want this to happen when I'm recording a video, but that's it. He's just a bit restless with the dogs in the neighborhood. So I feel that in 2025, some of the illusions dissolved, some of the beliefs softened in us, and old identities loosened in a way, and there was this more belief in ourselves. So this was the year of not big performance but is a quiet integration. And I feel globally also I saw that experience. Like, I felt that the old structures were dissolving, but it was like some people were holding on to it because they didn't want it to lose. So there were this in I was reading this Oxford dictionary, and then they had given a really a word for 2026. They said that the year of 2025, is a rage bait. It's a year of anger, designed to provoke anger. And I felt that's so true. It's like there was so clearly there were two sides and they were fighting with each other. The ones who didn't want, they were fighting for these old structures, and they were saying, well, I want to hold on to it, right? I want to cling on to it. This is what I know. And there were those, they're like, no, they are quite old. We have to move to another. But there was like this real rage. And then the politicians were taking advantage of that. So they were throwing the bait, as you call the rage bait in Oxford. And it was like very emotionally, financially, and psychologically, it felt like a straining. It's like a crisis we felt, right? But there was there was no resolution in all of that which was happening, but there was kind of fatigue, right? But there was also some kind of revelation and recognition of our own shadows, of our own patterns, and what we really believe in, like this discerning what is actually I believe in, when shadows were in front of us, and which also somewhere down the line it might be hidden in us. When it was shown in our face, then we get the choice to decide which side we want to be on. So it was that kind of, um, let's stop pretending, let's stop hiding, let's really decide what really you believe in. right? It was not that we have to choose between, but we get that choice, how when we choose this side, how it feels and what it means. So for me, my reflection was what it means to embrace both the side and then find my own sweet spot in those two extremes, because these two extremes are fighting and I don't want to be on both extremes. So I guess that's what 2025 was was like, right? And if I talk about 2026, I would say 2026, if you see numerologically, it is the energy of one. So the year of beginning, initiation, fresh cycles. But it isn't the beginning that comes with fireworks. It's like more quieter one, right? On a collective level, astrologers are saying that this is the kind of beginning which where we say, oh, I know where it all started, right? So that this would be the year like that, because Saturn and Neptune will be finally moving into Aries. Aries is the first sign of zodiac, if you follow it, the ignition point, that spark. So these are the long cycles, like Saturn is 2.5 years, Neptune is 13 years. And then um, Uranus will stay there for a bit in Taurus, but then it will move to Gemini, which is also an air sign. Pluto is just only started in Aquarius. So there will be still be shaking beneath the surface of the old. I mean, it has to happen. It will not be like very clean shift from one to another, like the consciousness. But there will be some side of shaking which will be happening. Year of fire horse, Chinese New Year. It's a so that feeling, sense that something powerful and catalytic is waking up in the collective. We will feel it in 2006. More we will feel it. But beneath all that, what is actually happening in 2026 is the massive turning of the soil, right? Personally, collectively, something very fertile, alive, and sustainable is trying to grow. And as a collective, on a personal level, on a collective level, now we have to decide, do you want to water it or not? It depends on what you have, what your values were, like what have you decided, what have you discerned, that discernment, have you decided which side you will be on, what you want to water. So that kind of feeling would come when these, the seeds will be growing where you want to water it, right? So I would say, I was telling you that when I was doing the astrology, March 2026 is the most potent month. There's a lot happening. So I guess we have to make few episodes in March again. I have to make few episodes in March because there are a lot of alignments which are going to happen in March. Sorry. And slowly in 2026, sorry, I just lose my train of thoughts. Where am I? Sorry, very bugs. So in the end, I would say 2026 is a year where we'll have this new understanding of ourselves as spiritual beings. I mean, the start, and this slowly disconnecting ourselves from the scientific understanding of ourselves, that we are rational beings made of just unconscious matter. Yeah, or for that matter of fact, the entire earth is unconscious, right? But slowly we will get an understanding that we are actually spiritual beings and we are being protected and taken care by the earth. So that is the year for 2026, and my dog is again restless. I don't know what to do about him.
Shall we start with the first important transit with for January and do
Yeah,
part?
I would love to. Do you want to pause it for a minute? His, I'm so sorry. Let's. So let's start with January. Yeah. So for January, it opens up with a concentration of planets in Capricorn. So that's big because a lot of kazimis are happening. Um, some of the planets are coming close to the sun to get clear, and new moons, and it's a very Aquarius energy. All that is happening. So first we start with January 2. So January 2, in week 1, two main things from 1st to 7, two main things which are happening is the Chiron stays direct, stations direct, and the full moon, which is in Cancer. So it's going to be in a way a emotional week, I would say. So if we start with Chiron, so I know we have been talking about all the planets, and I have not never introduced you to Chiron. And if you don't know Chiron, maybe I'll take you through what Chiron means in your chart. So basically, obviously, it's not a planet, but it's a planetoid, people say. And it was discovered recently in 1977, but it has a very, very important place in astrology. So Chiron is called a wounded healer. So if I give it a human form for you to better understand it, so Chiron is the therapist in you, yeah, who became a therapist because no one really knew how to hold them, right? A lot of therapists would say, I went through this and now I can give you the advice, right? So it's that friend who has went through the similar thing, and they give you the advice, and it lands really deep in you because they have gone through it. So that's that part in you, like when you sometimes ask, oh, why these people come for this particular advice from me, because you have experienced that. So wherever in your chart Chiron sits, the sign and house, that's where something hurts and shaped you deeply, and you didn't just experience the wound there, you adapted, you organized your personality around it, and you developed the skills, the awareness, and emotional intelligence because of that wound, right? So you became really, really capable, and that is the the wounded healer, the Chiron in you. So now Chiron's deep mission, when it is going through transits, which is a very long transit. So when Chiron returns when you are 50, you go through this transformation. Like we talk about Uranus positions at the Saturn transit, but Chiron transit is even more stronger because you became this a person becomes really wise in that area, and they become ready to basically they became whole because they gathered those pieces of the psyche that were scattered during the moments of pain and bring them back to the self. And that's what happens when the Chiron transits, right? It's like a soul retrieval. So, depending on where Chiron sits in your chart, the healing shows up differently, but it was in Aries, and it will not return to Aries for 50 years. So, this is the first time. So, wherever your Aries is, since February 2019, that's where the Chiron is bringing up your wounds, right? Around what it means, around your identity. Aries is the selfhood, the identity, the courage, right? So wherever, like for me, Aries is in relationship. So in the relationship, how I stand my own. That's my Aries. So that those are the wounds which Chirons bring up. So wherever your Aries is, those are the wounds. So now today, that's the 2nd of January, the Chiron goes direct. So when it was retrograde, the Chiron was doing the internal work, like the reflection, revisiting the old stories. And today, what happens? Today, a lot of people might feel tender because the old trauma, whatever it was, might flare up. You might go into this fight, freeze, flight, fawn mode. And it's like, you know, you feel that you have only those four choices because you had only those choices when that trauma happened in your life, right? But now your work today, if this happens, is to not shame those responses, but to notice them and choose differently, as retrograde has shown you a different way of being. So I would ask you to pause in that moment when those wounds come up, and instead of reacting, stay present with that rawness without abandoning yourself, but also ask yourself, can I choose another response? Right? Because when you become whole and you retrieve your soul, it's not doesn't have to be as, it is about the joy returning, because you are becoming whole in that moment, right? Like, there's this self trust. It's Chiron is not about just fixing ourselves. It's about becoming that whole person, integrating the pain in you, because it's a healer. So it's a pain point, but integrating and embracing that pain, and then choosing another response, right? So this today, if it's 2nd of January, it's the day of reflection and not reaction, I would say, and choosing a better response. So that is, do you want to do Chiron before I move to full moon,
So
or
is
you want to
this,
do the
oh,
quick
how long
one?
is this transit for? Only one day?
No, no. So it is finally going to, so this is 22-degree Chiron, is 22-degree Aries, and it will leave Aries finally next year. But
Wow, so it's a year. Wow, okay.
it's
Let's see. Okay, then let's see what general message do we get around what you just said then with regard to Chiron.
yeah, I mean, I've not.
Wheel of Fortune. So that's a
Mm-hmm,
good thing, I guess. Let's see what comes here. Two of Cups, definitely healing. I feel
mm-hmm,
like it's your opportunity to look at the way you're healing yourself.
mm-hmm,
Ten of Swords. That the Ten of Swords is in the past. So definitely I love it. That this man is very wounded. Okay. Which also means that whatever happened is the father, whatever happened in the past that hold you back, it's now a good opportunity to revisit. It's not even revisit, is to turn things around so you can take better care of yourself.
mm,
And you need to open your minds. Don't be, if you can, you probably need to look at different ways of doing it. You need to think outside the box on how you're going to be healing those old wounds. There is a
mm.
new way for it.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that's powerful.
at the same time, with the Wheel of Fortune, I wouldn't be surprised if some of those old wounds come back into your life as an opportunity for you to be dealing with them in a different way, thinking outside the box so you can better heal yourself.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Is that okay? Yeah, look, the cards are beautiful in the sense of Chiron is definitely giving you the opportunity to think outside the box, look what happened, know that we are being all wounded by something or someone or whatever. And is saying to you, when you're opening your mind, it's also an opportunity then to celebrate how far you've come and the way you're going to be embracing a different point, a different healing methods, techniques, whatever. And but then they're saying to you, it's very important that you set the right intention with it, you take the emotional out of it,
Mm, mm.
and it's a wake up call for the way you're going to be healing you moving forward. Nine of
Beautiful,
Wheels.
beautiful.
Yeah, I feel like your independence and your sovereignty is gonna come into it, and it will, and all will happen pretty fast. So it's kind
Mm,
of, oh, I'm excited about this.
mm, mm. And that's what the new moon is all about too. If you have done your
Oh
cards,
wow. Okay.
sorry, the full moon, the very next day, it's in Cancer in 13 at the 13 degree, and Cancer. We know full moon what it is. It's about the release, right? So it's about the emotional truth rising to the surface, and then you clear those emotional. Sorry, it just whenever I hear him, I get a bit I was like, okay, how long are you going to bark now? Just excited. So the full moon is about the release, right? And the emotional truth rising to the surface, and where you decide, do you want to release it or you want to live with it? So this time, this full moon is in Cancer. And Cancer, if you're doing astrology, Cancer is moon is at home. It's in her own side. It's domicile. Yeah, so it's the full moon at 13 degree, and full moon is a time when the emotional truth rise to the surface, and it rises to the surface for you to clean it out, right? And that's why you release at the time of full moon. So, but this time in Cancer, if you know astrology, moon is very much at home. Cancer is it its own sign, its domicile, its power is magnified thousandfold. So you will be extra sensitive and you'll be softer. And Cancer is the mother of the zodiac. She is the mother, right? What she cares about is belonging. What she cares about is protection. What she cares about is nourishment. So, this is the place inside of us where we are holding some trauma, like where in the past our understanding of what love means, right? In the way we were loved before, our understanding, our relationship with belonging. So as she rises to fullness, emotions rise with her, with the mother, with the Cancers, and it all comes forward. So you will feel this nostalgia of homecoming. You might miss your mom. You might miss that friend you want to pick up the phone and call, who talks to you, right? And you just feel would like to feel emotionally safe when the full moon is in Cancer, because the full moon in Cancer eliminates all the neglected parts which you have rejected, which you have shunned. Your relationship with all those neglected parts will bring it to the rise. It can bring tears, but not in a Scorpio dramatic way, but in a more quieter, kinder way, where you want to just curl up in the sofa and just want to cry, right? So, what full moon is doing is clearing old emotional patterns that have quietly shaped your choices, just in the hope of belonging, especially those conditioning which happen in family conditioning, you know, um, in with your mother, with your parents. So this is the invitation to release those parts and to be the adult in your life, right? What it means to be an adult when I release those expectations, right? What is my relationship with the belonging? What is my relationship with the love? What is the relationship with all those parts which are there, right? Which are screaming, but I don't want to look at them, which want the love. So, but this full moon, as always, it's not happening just full moon. There are other aspects which are happening. So what is happening is with the full moon, there is Venus, Mars, and Sun are opposite to this moon, right? In Capricorn. So Sun, Venus, Mars opposite to moon in Capricorn is the aspect which is forming. So think about it, that the moon in Cancer, the great mother, it feels it, it wants to tend to it, it wants to get home to yourself. You just want to have that cup of coffee and just want to curl in the sofa and not think about anything else, just your emotions. You want to tend your emotions. But then, opposite, there is Capricorn energy. So the sun is saying, are you focused? Are you purposeful? Venus is saying, asking you about what you truly are committing to. And Mars is saying, are you ready to act, to build, to move forward? Because Capricorn is sacred. It's all about doing, right? The opposite side is all about doing. So then you are in the middle, like, I tend to these emotions or I do the things because these planets are asking for to do something. But the moon is looking at them and saying, What are you building for? If you are not in touch with yourself, what are you building it all these things for, right? Who are you bringing with you? Are you bringing yourself, whole of yourself, in whatever you are building, right? So this is the moon telling you when you are thinking, you're feeling the pull towards doing something and not tending to. The full moon is saying, but you have to bring your whole self to whatever you're doing. Interestingly, another aspect which is forming with the full moon is the nodes. So we know nodes are the soul compass. So the Pisces and Virgo nodes, it's sextiling these this full moon. So it's not just an emotional release, it's like a karmic release which is happening as well. So because it's connected to the nodes, which is your soul's compass, right, where you have been and moving forward, right? It's that's where full moon is. So what kind of release it will be? Your old ways of coping, old habits of self sacrifice, right? All that will be get ready to be released in this time if you give it the time to release, right? Because you will be feeling the pull not to. So it's not asking you for the force because it's the Cancer energy. It's asking you for the softness and sitting with that softness and surrendering to those emotions. So being in alignment with your heart and being in alignment with the sun. So this is the full moon energy and the Chiron. So the first week, I would say, it's the culmination of everything we processed in the last 6 months of 2025. The chapter taught us that even our pain can be transmuted into power, right? The 2024. And the first week of the months is the tender feeling forward to the start of a year, one that invite us to listen more deeply to our intuition instead of overriding it. So that's the first week's energy. And if you would like to share, Xenia, what your cards are
Yeah, I
saying.
love it. I love it because we're definitely getting some cards that we got before, which was
Uh-huh.
the King, the Three of Cups, the Lovers, and the Judgment card. So this full moon and all the
Mhm.
planets around it that are
Mhm.
that are transitioning, they're really again saying to us, we need to think outside we are being called to think outside the box, the way we look after ourselves, our relationship, our health. I know it's going to be hard and you won't have the clarity or the strength to think outside the box, but I feel probably that's what the Capricorn energy is asking you to. It's
Mm-mm.
there for you to be determined and put your and be the man in the house in doing that kind of work despite being hard. So I don't feel like we're gonna be asked to do physical work, but put the determination into doing the mental work. Okay, not thinking that there is a good way or a bad way because there's just a way of doing it. So
Mm.
don't doubt yourself the way you are doing it. Just let your intuition, because then we are getting the moon card.
Wow.
Okay, get your intuition lead you to what's the best way, because again, they're even asking you to choose a better strategy in doing it. We're, and I feel like because of this as well. Being asked to think outside the box, find different strategies on how to deal with it, but don't just sit back and do nothing about it. That's what I feel like.
Mm.
Those were that's why Sun and Capricorn. I feel like they're asking you to still do the work, but needs to be a work done in a different way that you haven't done before. And I know it's gonna.
Mm.
And I know it's gonna. It might be some. He might be feeling hard, and you have no idea what you are doing, but you're still being called to do it.
Beautiful. Mm. Yeah, let's see how it unfolds and how it's play out. But just know that this full moon. I mean, depending on wherever it is in your sign, if it is because it's in 13 degrees, so you will be feeling it more if you have any planets or points between 9 degree to 16 degree of Cancer. So you can look at your chart because everyone doesn't feel the same way. This is generalized reading, but if you have planets and points around that time, you will feel it. You will be very, very emotional in whatever area your Cancer falls in. So, moving forward to the second week, I would say between second and the first week, from 7 to 14, one major thing which is happening is from 6 to 9, which is after the full moon, the soft, watery energy, which has come to clean and wash away and to create that space. What's happening is the Venus and the Mercury become Kazimi. And I don't know if I've ever talked to you about what Kazimi is. Kazimi is when the planet get in the throne of the sun. So we know about combust when the sun planet is very close to the sun. So its energy is not as strong. It weakens. The sun combusts, burns the energy of that planet. So if you have natally as well that planet close to the sun, your planet it's hard for you to access that energy because the sun burns it. But when it is Kazimi, any planet which is Kazimi, that energy of the planet is burned, purified, and reborn. So Venus, it goes Kazimi. So think of like that. So when Venus Kazimi the sun, it goes in the throne of the sun. The part of you that loves, desires, attracts, and values, it steps into that sun. So you will start looking at where you have been compromising in love. Where have you been renegotiating and just trying to keep the sun's the peace. And the sun looks at her and say, "What do you actually want? Like, is it aligned with you what you actually want? Because Venus is what I really desire, right? So this is what you really want, not what looks nice and comfortable, but is that what you want?" So the false will burn everything which has been false in those areas. You feel that there is a shift. It's like you are looking it through different eyes because sun burns everything and it is reborn. Now then the Mars arrives, and Mars is also Kazimi, right? Between 6 to 9. So Mars, we know, it's that part of us that acts, fights, protects. It's the masculine energy. It's the initiator. It's like forward force, right? So the Mars, which has been in for a long time, it is in Capricorn. So so the sun, because Mars is that angry energy, it will ask, what are you fighting for? What is worth your energy? Are you fighting the wrong battles altogether? Are you angry for no reason? Does it actually deserve your attention? Deserves your fire? So Venus and Mars, interestingly, it's really rare they are together being reborn. Venus and Mars, Venus the feminine and the Mars the masculine, together being reborn. And it's what could be a better um, you know visualization of something newborn. I was talking about the feminine and the masculine, right? The feminine and the masculine together being reborn, going in the sun. And it's saying, well, what is that you want to be? You know, what is that what you want to birth? It's like that kind of clarity. It will come with a lot of tension and friction, don't get me wrong. But there will be that realization. Kazimi is always any planet going Kazimi, clarity. It's it's just that new way of thinking. It's like this rebirth you will feel. So between 6th to 9th, a new story will begin around your desires, your relationship, your ambition, creativity. You will find yourself questioning everything you have known up until now, and you have been sitting with it. There will be a new beginning, right? It's a perfect start. Like January is a perfect start for what is what astrologers are expecting to happen in 2026. January is the perfect start to it. This to this energy, right? And yeah, go for the cards, um, and show me what kind of insights and awareness you will feel.
Okay, definitely a lot of confusion and distractions. Well, but
Mm.
if you think about, oh, it's again, it's a gift. We're being given a gift with the Ace of Pentacles. Again, Wheel of Fortune, which I've seen before. Look, I get the confusion and distraction because a lot of us have been programmed to think differently. Women are not just women anymore. They're women and men, it's so, so I get it. There's going
All
to be
rose
a
up.
lot of upset and confusion. The Nine of Swords as well. People worry. They're gonna worry about stuff.
Mm,
But
mm,
it's a gift. We're being given an opportunity here. Yeah, a
mm,
lot people will be upset. Eight of Swords. Wow. It's the beginning of it.
beautiful.
It's gonna come, I feel like it's gonna come very strong at the beginning, and people will be very I want to give you guys advice on how to deal with this based on the energies that are coming in, okay? So I don't want you to despair.
Mm,
If you start feeling like you're worrying too much, because there's too much going on and you're being overwhelmed, okay? Just become the observer of the situation and ask yourself, okay, why is this for me right now here? How is this serving me right now? Because again,
mm,
it's a gift and the energy is going to be very powerful. And then slowly, slowly, it's going to become less powerful because of the page. But again, they're asking you to stay focused on it. Um, it's a victory. There's going to be a victory over the overwhelm. The worries, whatever is worrying you, it's based on your limiting beliefs. So go and have a
mm,
look at what you are actually worrying about and what limiting beliefs are attached to it. And at the same time, consider that a lot of the worries that you might have are actually not yours, and there's nothing you can do about it either. So if they're not yours, drop them.
mm,
Okay, just go and focus on what you actually can make a difference in.
mm,
And
mm,
and maybe you can just make a difference on, you know what? Why am I worried about? Let's just stop all the worries all together.
mm,
Okay.
mm, mm,
Five of Cups. Yeah, again, I feel like it's going to be the second week in January. Unfortunately, I feel like it's going to be quite a heavy week.
mm,
Like a lot
mm.
of emotion. There's a lot of cups and swords in here. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, so it's really about, okay, what disappoints me in life? What do I need? What do I need to let go of so I can shine bright like when I don't have those worries? Because then the sun is coming in as well.
Yeah,
Feel
yeah.
like it's going to be an interesting week that week. So hopefully this advice will help you to stay upbeat a
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
on finding the strategies or on how you're going to be dealing with it. Just
yeah,
see if there is something you can do about it. If not, drop it. And again, if you need any help, reach out so I can assist you in that sense as well, because that's what I do. Go for it,
yeah.
my dear.
Thank you, Zenia. Yeah, thank you, Zenia, for mentioning that. Because don't get me wrong, it's not going to be an easy week. Kazimis are not easy weeks, right? It's a sacred recalibration, but you'll feel a little restless because, well, things are falling apart, and you have like these new insights, and you sometimes, it's out of your comfort zone. You don't want to see these insights, right? When there's a recalibrating happening, it's never easy. Pluto is never easy. It's like when this change happens, it's not easy. You will feel restless, you will feel edgy, you feel this why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, right? But the Venus Mars, the difference between week 1 and week 2 is week 1 is like your old wounds coming out and wanting you to be released. But the week 2 restlessness is like these new insights, because Venus and Mars is getting reborn, right? It's the new way of seeing things is being shown to you. And that will create the discomfort in you because it's different to what you have known for so long. So that is the difference between the week 1 and week 2. It's not a calm sky, don't get me wrong. It is a it's going to give you a little bit of clarity, but definitely humans being humans, we are going to resist it, and that will bring it. So your advice is perfect, that it's the time for you to just observe, not to take so quickly the sides. Things are changing, and just observe, not louder, not harsher, but just being present with it, right? Being present with all the insights. It's not asking you to choose, it's asking you to be present in a quieter way, because the sky is reorganizing itself. Yeah, that's the energy for the week second. Yeah. So let's move to the third. Um, Basically, what is happening in the third week? Two things. It's the new moon, which is happening on 18th of January in Capricorn at 28-degree, and that's my birthday. And oh, I'm really excited, but I'm also thinking, well, the sky is quite interesting at that time. So what's going to happen for me? But also there's the Aquarius season begins, and we'll talk about the Aquarius season. We are moving away at the time that shift is happening. New moon is happening. That's the start of the Aquarius season, when all the planets, which is also rare, 5 planets, personal planets, enter into Aquarius together in the span of um, 3 or 4 days, which is quite interesting and rare. So let's start at the Capricorn energy in when the new moon happens. So we were talking about Capricorn in the last episode. I felt that Capricorn energy, the best way to describe Capricorn energy is the CEO with a clipboard, right? That CEO which just cares about sustainability, structure, clear roles, hierarchy. We both are Capricorn, we know it, right? Sustainability, right? We have planned and let's work towards it. That's the Capricorn energy, right? We are very clear in our planning and we just work. It's like the doing energy. It's like it's a mountain goat. So that CEO energy is Capricorn. Now Aquarius energy. So the Aquarius energy, we are talking about the Aquarius season, right? So the Aquarius energy is that the system builder. It doesn't care about the CEO, right? That rebellious employee in the is the Aquarian, and they don't want the clipboard, they don't want the office, and they are saying, I don't want to report to one person at the top. I want to decentralize it. I want to rebuild the systems. I am i want to think about the future. This is the old times. It was done once upon a time. Now it's about the collective. We all have to work together. I have to decentralize it, and I have to make it more community oriented, right? That's the Aquarius energy. It's more humanitarian. So when we are moving from Capricorn to Aquarius, that's how the planets will shift. So first, on just before the new moon, that is on 18th, Venus enters in Aquarius. So it was in Capricorn. So the Venus was talking about commitment, loyalty, all that. And now when it moves to Aquarius, the Aquarius asks, But are you doing this relationship at the cost of yourself? Right? Is in your relationship there is a mutual respect, there is a shared vision, all that will ask. So you will find yourself asking these questions, right? Am I just staying in this relationship, or it's not just the intimate relationship? Venus is all about your desires, or your comfort, or your friendship. So it is asking, how am I doing relationships? What is my relationship to my desires, right? It is just about comfort, or I am doing it at the cost of myself. So then sun moves into Aquarius, which is on the 19th. Sorry, it's my dog. He's a bit chewing the wire. Just a minute. Sorry. You don't have to pause it. That's all right. Ruby, stop. He's out. So so the sun enters into Aquarius, and your identity and your purpose will shift, right? So Capricorn was saying, how do I succeed? And the Aquarius would say, what future I'm contributing to, because Aquarius again is the collective, right? So your identity will ask the same question. So the identity will rewire itself. Then at the same time, the Mercury enters. So your thinking rewires. So Mercury is about problem solving, your communication. So in Aquarius, the Mercury will be more system focused, right? So you hear yourself thinking, this isn't about me. It's not about the success, what I've been building for so long. This is basically a design flaw, right? Then on 23rd, Mars enters into, so five planets entering into Aquarius. So Mars enters into Aquarius, which is your action, right? So Mars walk in and it say, let's do something about it, right? Let's do something about the collective. Let's mobilize people instead of just working on your own. And Pluto is already in Aquarius. So it is already shifting the power dynamics. So all these planets, think about it, we are going to cross the Pluto. So all these planets will be stripped of illusion, they will be intensified, they will be forced to see the truth, because Pluto, well, it doesn't float, it wants you to confront things. It's not subtle energy, it's not uh, it's internal definitely, but it's not a subtle energy. It's like you will be forced, it's forced to see things which you don't want to see. So it is stacked rewiring of your entire personality. Your values will shift with Venus, your identity will shift with sun, your thinking will shift, and your action will shift. And it's not something which you can run away from because of the Pluto again, right? So Aquarius season is not going to be a polite season where you're like, oh, these seasons happens every year, but it throws the window open. And if you are being interested in maintaining in structures just because they have worked before, it's going to upgrade the system, right? So this energy, interestingly, I would say, is preparing us for Aquarius eclipse coming in February, which will accelerate collective shifts towards equity and shared power, building communities. So it's, you are moving personally towards the eclipse season, which is in Aquarius again. So this is, um, if I tell you personally, this is a lot to take in. I think with the Aquarius season, with all the lot of pressure, but personally, I might see the feeling impatient with outdated rules, boredom with conversations that go nowhere, right? Craving for new ideas, new people, new spaces. So, and even if your Aquarius is in career, you might want to abandon it, innovate it in some way. So the movement from the V to the me, because a movement from V to the from the me to the V, that's the shift, right? Because Aquarius is more collective. It's not just I, me, my success. Yeah. So your cards, Xenia, does it show the
Yeah,
same
I'm
similar thing?
looking at it. Yeah, I'm looking at the fact that we're definitely gonna get some insights, or we're being asked to reflect.
Mm-hmm.
But then definitely where the three wheels is the teamwork. It's the teamwork. But there is not much clarity around it. So it's either the energy of all this planet transiting into Aquarius, it's telling us it's time for you to reflect on which way you want to go and who you want to who you want to
Very
who do
important.
you want to be bringing with you, or
Very
what
important.
you want to build and surround yourself with moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
um Knowing, oh, I love it, knowing that for some people
Mm-hmm.
there will be something offered, an opportunity, a gift given when you are least expecting it, based on the work you did.
Wow.
And it's what's actually meant to be because of the stars. So stay positive enough for the, all your self reflection on what you want to be building moving forward, despite not knowing exactly what it's going to look like, or
Mm-hmm.
despite being in two minds, will be
Mm-hmm.
offered to you. And it's the start of this new beginning that you're, yeah. And
Mm.
there is this too of, I don't know which way I'm going to go, but please know that your path will be shown to you somehow.
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
then again, I feel like you might really want to focus on, okay, I know I don't know which one but this is what I'm being offered, so let me go that way. So
Sure.
and then the work starts. And then the
Mm.
work starts. So I feel altogether might even be a period of a little bit of reflection of okay, let me see, or maybe that we are even being given the advice of don't do anything until you are seeing the offer being given to you. Could that
Mm.
be
Interesting.
Anvita?
Yeah, definitely. It's like the entering. It's like Cap from Capricorn, where we were very focused and we are seeing this is the plan and this is where I'm going. And then suddenly Aquarius season is saying, oh, well, but there are other possibilities too. Are you taking care of other things too, instead of just being too focused and just staying? So I don't know about don't move until offers are given, but Aquarius is the ideas energy, right? It's
Yeah,
like all
because
these that
yeah,
come.
because I feel like while you're being working on all of what you are, there is this period of reflection, and again, the not knowing which way to go. You're in two minds around it. Things are not clear yet.
Yeah, definitely. Things
However, and
are
this
not.
is, you've been working on a lot, building your team, building your business, building your creative ideas, whatever that relates to you. But then when you are waiting for things to
Mhm.
come, there is an offer. Look, honestly, guys, this is my card of when you are least expecting it, something is gonna come to you.
Mm,
And this is my
beautiful.
reminder all the time whenever I start getting in my head and there's nothing I can do about it. I say to myself, and this card comes, it reminds me, you know what, Xenia? While things are being organized for you by the universe, just go and make biscuits or go and do a walk or go and have fun with your children.
Mhm.
That's why I'm saying
Very inspiring.
I feel like while you're being confused and you are, just working underneath, please know that universe will become to you with an opportunity, and that's
Mhm.
the one you have to pick up on.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Definitely,
please,
January
yeah, so
is not a very clear clear month. Like there was will a lot will be happening, with the insights and
so
all these
don't,
shifts and the
yeah.
possibilities. It's not like clear that, okay, now this is the thing. We have entire year to make those
Yeah,
decisions.
so I feel like, yeah, I feel like it's okay for you to just sit back again and observe what's being
Mhm.
offered. And then again, you're gonna have the choice to see, okay, this is what I want to do, no, this is not,
Wow.
because
Yeah,
of the
that's
Two of Wands.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, yeah, please let us know if that resonates once
Yeah, I would love to know
January
what's
comes
happening.
along.
Yeah, yeah. So moving on, we talked about the Aquarius season, all the five planets in Aquarius between 18 to 25. But while it is all happening and it's unfolding, move, the planets are moving from Capricorn to Aquarius while the shift is happening. Capricorn hasn't left yet because on 18th of January, Capricorn, we have Capricorn new moon at the last degree, 29 degree, the final degree, the last breath of a sign that has done its job. So while it is happening, Capricorn at you on the new moon says to you, is this what you are building? Let's make sure it's real, because there was a lot of Capricorn energy last month. So it is asking you to finish the inner decision, right? So be sure about what you are building, what you are willing to commit to, what boundaries, like when there are like all these ideas being thrown at you, what is something which is non-negotiable for you, right? What structures are important and gives you the freedom, not to control you, but to give you the freedom. Because some of the things which you have worked on are important for you. So you don't have to throw away everything. So Capricorn is saying, what are you taking from those structures when you are moving into Aquarius season? Because not all structures are restrictive, right? But some of them, some of the shoots can be, but not all shoots are restrictive. They can be very freeing, right? So this is the Capricorn new moon. And as this new moon is talking, think about it. All these planets are around this moon, ready to move into Aquarius. So Mercury, Mars, Pluto is in Aquarius, move, Venus has moved, but they are all lined up with the new moon. So think about the Mercury, which is the thinker. It's like, okay, fine, I am writing it down. So when we move to Aquarius, I know what structures you want to. So it's like the thinking. So the Mars is saying, okay, well, these are the actions which are important for you, and I know you actually want to act on these actions, right? Because it's a doing energy. And the Pluto, which is already in axis in Aquarius, it is only caring about one thing, and it keeps asking you and keep pestering you, is it honest or are you performing? Because past Pluto has nothing to do with whatever your plans are. I don't care. Are you lying to yourself, or you are performing for others, or this is your truth, right? So you cannot, when the Pluto is close to anything, you cannot bluff your decisions, right? And Venus has already moved to Aquarius. So this new moon is starting asking you before it moves on to finalize what you want to take with you, what is non negotiable with you. Because Saturn and Neptune is already in the last sign, in the last degree of Piscean, which is sextiling. Jupiter is opposite to it. So there's a lot of Uranus is also there, right? So all these planets. So you might feel in new moon practical because of this Capricorn energy, but strangely magical because of, this movement which is happening. There is this intuitive energy because, oh wow, I have something practical, but I'm also ready for the possibilities. So because this is the this is the energy of this new moon. And I would say, ask yourself in this new moon, reflect on these three questions, which is very important with this Capricorn energy. What are you truly ready to commit this year? Even when motivation fades and routine takes over, in 2025 you might have built something, or you're thinking of starting something, or in relationship or whatever area it is in. What are you truly ready to commit to this year, and what you are ready to go leave, and what do you need clear boundaries, so your energies are more intentional, not reactive, not performative, but it's very, very um, reflective energy. And in this life, if the life you're building continues exactly as is now, will it still feel alive? So think about what's your truth. So what you are building, if that you build that, will it feel alive in you? Or you want to change it a little bit and adapt to something new? Or the life which you have now, if you nothing changes for 5 years, will you feel good about it? So that is a really good signpost for you to see into the future and think what needs to be adapted. And then you will come face to face with your reality, your truth. It's not conditioning, it's your own truth. Yeah, so that is Capricorn for you in this Capricorn new moon for you. Yeah, so do you want to
Let's
look
have a
into
look.
it?
I'm gonna do three cards and see what comes in for Capricorn new moon. Definitely focus on your brighter future during the moon. But we all know new moon is to, you're setting your new intention. But I feel like this sun is like, what do you want your future to look
Mm-hmm.
like? Or maybe you can ask yourself when you're doing your journal is, how does my brightest future look like? It's a time of celebration, so you might want to do this with friends or a group but it's a time of celebration and the lovers comes in. That's Venus.
Mm.
Venus doing things from your heart. It's really this new moon is really asking, and then at the bottom there's the Queen of Pentacles, which is the Capricorn lady, and the Master Manifester. I feel like this new moon is really asking you to focus on the brightest future you can bring. So please feel free to dream. Please feel free to dream. What would that be like? It needs to come from a place, it needs to be definitely something that makes you happy and joyful. And at the same time, something that you can truly fall in love with,
Mm-hmm.
that comes absolutely from your heart. So it's good to see three, like really emotional. Seven of Wands after that, in reverse, it's a time of surrender.
Wow, yeah, that's true. January
It's a
is.
time of surrender. So I feel like you might need to surrender all the knots, not this, not that, and just be open to the brightest possibility. So don't let your oh, that's impossible, or that cannot be done. Drop those words and just let your heart open and show you what could your brightest future be like.
Hmm. Beautiful.
Yeah, and then will be and the stuff keep focusing on it will be the beginning of it.
Hmm. Wow.
So yeah, I love it.
As you said, beginning, I guess there is something else which is happening in the sky to support that beginning, because just after the new moon on January 20, so there are just only two transits left, and I'll quickly go through that and then we can do the cards. So just after the new moon, Saturn and Uranus are going in sextile, right? And it's the third, the final series. So there are like three times they went sextile. Last month two times, and this is the last one. And after that, I don't think it will return in the same sign, because not I don't think it won't return, because Saturn has a 30-year cycle where it completes, but Uranus is not going to come back in the same sign ever, right, in your lifetime. So this is the third in your lifetime sextile. This is the last in your in the lifetime. So the first time Saturn and Uranus got sextile was in April 4, 2025. So what happened at that time, it was like you felt the Saturns are the structure and Uranus are actually going sextile. It's not squaring, so it's not a very forceful energy, but it's also a soft nut sort of energy, right? Where you ask yourself, last it's the last in the cycle, in the long karmic cycle of Piscean. So you have asked yourself what has dissolved, what dream or identity can no longer be carried forward. It was like you have not made a decision, but you asked yourself at that time in April 2025. And if you had personal planets, you might have felt it in a more stronger way, but it was not a dramatic. I mean, if you journal, you might look back and see if you have been questioning yourself in that time. Then the next one happened in August 11th. So on April, it was last degree of Taurus and Piscean. Uranus was in Taurus and Saturn was in Piscean. I don't want to do a lot of astrology. Um, but in August 11, it was Saturn moved retrograde in a new sign, and Uranus was in a new sign. Both were at 1 degree in new signs, and they have long cycle in those signs. So it was like a prototype phase. So April, you were asking the question, and in August, you were shown a new way, maybe a new possibility, new idea, new conversation, something which was shown to you. You had not made a decision at that time, but you were shown that. So you were shown what could work, what new ideas can happen, if you let go of some of the structures. So it was like I would won't say it was a launching phase, but it was a preparatory phase, right? Where you suddenly have those light bulb moments. Now, this is the final one. So after that, again, it's happening in the last degrees of the sign. So last degree of Piscean, Saturn is in, and last degree of Uranus is in the last degree of Taurus. So it will give you in this final shape phase a quiet but a surety, a certain surety of what you want to create, which is supporting your new moon, right? It is because it's a sextile, it's not a square. And that surety will help you to build and move forward in this new earth we are talking about in 2026, because both planets are on late degrees and moving. So it's like there will be this certainty. You will still be restless, you will still want to go back to what was, where you have come from. You still don't want to believe it, but slowly you will feel that there is no. But because it's a sextile, you have to it's not a friction, it's not a tension, because when there's a friction and tension, people actually have no choice but to look at it. But when it is a smoother thing, it's not coming with a force. So you might ignore it, and you might say, oh well, yeah, I'm feeling it, but well, I don't want to look at it. So you might feel that. But it is the last one. So I would say that be more of an observer in that moment, because it's important, and because it's happening just after new moon, it's very, very important. And the last one in the month, which I'll not go into details because we have talked about it, the Neptune, when Neptune entered Aries, in when did it enter? In April, and it stayed till August. We did talk about it. So it's the Neptune finally is moving into Aries, and it will not come back to Piscean. So it will stay in Aries for 13 years. So quickly, I'll go through it. Neptune, we know, the planet of dreams, ideals, spirituality, imagination. It was in Piscean. So more and more people becoming spiritual. They were connecting to their spiritual side when Neptune was in Pisces. But now, when Neptune entered into Aries, you would like to talk about it because it's like more action oriented, right? You want to really uh, be sure about your spiritual side. You want to share about your spiritual world as we are moving. So Neptune in Aries sometimes bring those movements as well in the collective, where the spirituality suddenly rises because people start to, it's not just a dream, it's not just a vision, it's just not something which you do in word. You want to take action around it, right? You want to embody it in your body. You want direction. It's Aries, it's forward. So Neptune in Aries always reawaken the courage, the independence, and willingness to begin again and see the world through new eyes. So this is what we will expect for 13 years down the line. But 26th is the date when, because I'm mentioning it because a lot of planets like Saturn will enter into Aries as well in March. So finally, like last year, we saw planets change signs, but they went back to complete things. But this year, finally, they all will be moving to new signs. So that's the year. That's the, sorry, month, um, January for you. And would you like to share how the last 2 weeks would go? Last week, actually. Yeah.
Look. Okay, last week in January. Lots of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting very similar card altogether. Anyway,
Mm.
so I feel like the last week people will realize some people will be feeling up and some people will be feeling down in the sense of some people will be feeling like they are winning over what they've been thinking. Some people will be feeling like they are on the losing side of it. Okay. Now, I wonder even if it's going to be a week where people might start arguing a bit. So please pick your battles when you're arguing with people or you're confronting others. But apart from this card, it's beautiful. So
Definitely.
again, if you I feel like when you're starting to feel down a bit and doubting, go in observation mode because again, it's an opportunity there because the sun card will help you understand that you need to go from this doubt and this sadness that you're feeling or unsureness to a time of celebration
Mm.
because of the Three of Cups. Okay, then the Queen of Swords is asking you, set your intention for abundance. What do you want your year to be like? Yes, it's okay. Take time to reflect and isolate if you need, because some of you might even feel like, okay, I really want to go out and have fun. And then you're like, oh, but I'm not sure about it. So it's a bit of both. But at the same time, again, we're being asked to um, like it's a time the last week in January, it's a time to celebrate and move forward, leave behind those things that don't longer serve you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so true. Xenia, if I have to put it in simple words, I would say January is what I'll suggest, that allow for that space, that intention, and that inner listening, because there will be a lot of insights with the Kazimi. And also, not rush, as you were saying, be patient with your becoming, with your building, right? You will be shown the way because so much is waiting to be picked, to be explored, all these possibility. So much is moving beneath the surface. Planets are like dancing in the skies for you, all readying for the miracles to happen. So here we build quietly. Just remember that the planets are on your side. The universe is waiting for you to offer, to give you all the gifts, right? But 2025, 26 January is a time for you to be ready for it. If the universe gives you, if you're not ready for it, you'll not receive, right? So this is the time for you to receive and let go of the old, because we are being built to be in tune with the rhythm of your souls, right? We are being strengthened in our inner foundation so as we can receive, right? So that is the January, I would say. That will be the feeling of January, and I'm excited for it. Like, I'm seeing the movements. As I was saying, I'm seeing that, yes, 2025 a lot shifted, but I don't know. In December, I felt that I just feel more alive. I don't feel that stuck. I know things are moving and there is this sparks. Not a lot shifted in December for me, but I feel a little bit more in tune with the universe. Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful. I wanted to thank everyone for watching this video. Please
Thank
like, comment, and
you.
share. Thank you, Anvita, for making another amazing video. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
If
you,
you
Xenia.
would like to get your charts read by Anvita, please reach out. All her contact details will be in the description box below this video. If you would like coaching, reading, or a healing session, please reach out to me as well. And let us know how you go, guys. We're really wanting to hear back from you. Give us some feedback. Let us know how you're going. Otherwise, we'll see you next month. Bye.